Oh, hello. Welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations in Clay. Tonight I'd like to do an animal that everybody is very familiar with. I want to do a gorilla head. And I will show you how to do that from start to finish. I'll show you how to do the eyes, the nose, the mouth. I'll just kind of turn him around. And I think it'll be a very interesting animal to do. And I'll show you the types of clay that we can use. There's an oil-based clay such as this, which never hardens. It can be used over and over again. And as I mentioned in the past, this is the one I used to use when I was a little kid, and I loved using it because, you know, when I got tired of the animals that I had made previously, I just remake new versions or different animals. Another type of clay you can use is an air hardening clay such as this, which hardens like in a couple of hours or overnight. And then you can paint it, and it'll be a permanent little sculpture that you can put on your shelf. My preference for the clay is a clay called Super Sculpey, which can be baked in the oven at about 275 degrees for about 15 or 20 minutes. You can drill it, sand it, you can make a tremendous amount of detail, and that's why I prefer this type. The size balls of clay that we are going to be using tonight are, what I did is this size ball right here we'll use for the snout. This will be the top part of the snout. I'm going to have to add a little clay, but we'll use the additive technique. The other size balls of clay that we're going to use for the ears are these two little balls of clay here that you see in my hand there. I'll try to pick them up so you can see them a little better. We'll use those for the ears. And then for the head itself, we'll use this piece of clay right here. And I'll show you how to make that. What I'll do is I want to show you the unpainted version to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to do first. On this here, we're going to see how the head, it almost comes to like a point here. I'll flip it that way so you can see it. We're going to try to make that, and you can see there's kind of like a slope in his head right here. And then you can see how I made the eyes, and then the jaws, but we're just going to work on this piece right here. And then I'll show you how to do the small little ears, and I'll show you how to shape this. We're going to take this ball of clay, and we're going to kind of squeeze it. And what I want to do is that point that I was telling you about. See how we're kind of, just take your fingers and kind of squeeze around, just like this. And we're going to just kind of work it like that, just like that. See how I'm making that point? And then kind of just work it like that. I want to compare it to my other one. I'm going to pick that up again. See how it's starting to take the same shape as this one right here? We want to make this point. I'll work this a little more, then I'll show you how to attach the front part of the jaw. We're just going to work this a little more, just like this, and get that nice shape. And then what I want to do also is I want to take this and kind of tap it on the table so we can kind of let him sit and rest like that. So I'll just kind of work that a little more. I want to kind of look at what I'm doing just like that. And then, so this is the approximate shape you want. So the next step in the process is I want to take this piece of clay right here and kind of put that in front here. So we're going to take this, and see how I'm attaching it? Just like this. Just kind of work that in. See, I'm kind of working that in. Well, this will be the top part of the jaw. And we'll kind of just work that in like that. See, I'm just kind of working that in. See how I did that? We'll just kind of work that a little more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take another piece of clay. I have some additional clay over here. And we'll make the lower jaw. So I'm going to take a piece of clay, probably approximately this size right here. And we're going to make the lower jaw from this. And as you see here, I'm going to take, what I want to do is maybe make the lower jaw quickly like this. I'll show you the shape that we want. See that? See how it's almost like a U? And then what we're going to do is kind of work it in. Just like that. See how I made that? I made that little indentation. And this is what it will look like from the side. That's what it will look like from the front. And that's what it will look like from the bottom. So what we want to do is kind of take this and attach this right here. See, I'm just kind of working that in now. And I'm going to just put that like that and take my fingers and kind of squeeze that in, go all the way around to squeeze it. And then another thing that I want to do is I want to kind of make the eyes. So I'm kind of making indentations. See, take my fingers like this and kind of make little indentations like that. One here and then one over here. And I'll kind of show you. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to scoop out, we're going to take our sculpting tool here that I've shown you in the past, and we're going to take this now and we're going to scoop out the eye. See this here? Just like that. And then we're going to proceed to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to take this and go right about there. See that? And then we're going to take and scoop this out right here. You know, I'm just going to make sure that they're approximately the same size. I just want to take a little more out of this one. See that? I just clean it up a little bit more. So then what I want to do is we want to take some of the clay that we've dug out right here. I'm going to put this down. See this clay? Just pinch a little piece of clay off here, approximately this size. I'll try to put it in my hand so you can see it. See that little tiny ball? We're going to use that as an eye, and we're going to make two of these. So what I'm going to do is stick this back in here. See that, how I put that back in there? And we're going to do the same to the other side. I'll make that little ball of clay again, just like that. And we'll take, see how I'm putting this right in the eye right here? Wait a minute. I just want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So I put that in there. And then what I'd like to do is kind of push that in a little bit. Just like that. For the eye. And we're going to do the same for the other side. Just kind of push that like that. And then what we could do is I want to get a toothpick. I keep them over here on the table here. And I want to take the toothpick and now see the eye that we put back in there? We're going to take and I'm going to put that in there like this and just kind of rotate it a little bit. Just like that. And then we're going to take and do the same to the other side. See, I put that in like that, and then just kind of rotate it a little bit like this. And what we'll do is I'm going to get more clay, and I want to make the eyebrows. So I'm going to take a couple of pieces of clay here. I'll show you the approximate size. I'm going to take these two pieces of clay here, and we're going to make the eyebrows. I'll show you what it will look like in the other gorilla. See this here? I'm picking this up. See the front here, the eyebrows here? That's what we're going to create. You can kind of see it from the side. It gives you a better, see the eyebrows there? That's what we're planning on doing right now. So I'm going to take the clay that I had just, and this will almost, I'll show you the shape that we want. We can always, if there's too much, we can always take it away. See this right here? This is the shape that we want. And I'm going to put it on here. It might be too big. If it is, I'll just make it a little smaller. So see how I'm just putting that on there? Just like that. Just kind of working it like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same for the other side. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to make the same type of thing for the eyebrow, or the eye. You see that piece? We're going to take, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to take the gorilla head, and see this right here? I'm going to put that right here. Just like that. That way we can create that nice brow. And then what we want to do is I want to start working on the nose a little more. So what we're going to do is I'll show you on this one. See the nostrils here? We're going to take and use the toothpick to make those two nostrils. And that will give it a little more realism. So what we're going to do is take this. I'm going to take this here and go like right here. Just like that. See that? And then we're going to take and do the same thing on the other side. And another thing that I want to do is we're going to take some more clay, and we're going to take a little bit of clay here, and I'm going to show you, going to take a little piece like this, like that, and we're going to maybe kind of like wrap it around the nostrils a little bit here. So see this, how I'm taking this, just kind of wrapping it around a little bit, kind of give it a little more. And we'll take and do the same thing to the other side. We'll take that little piece of clay, just like this. See that? And what I'm going to do is take and put that, pick this up now, and put this on the other nostril. Right about there. So I want to make sure that see how that's starting to take shape now? Pretty cool. And then what I want to do is I want to take a look at one of my other ones. I want to see. We might add a little more clay in this area here to kind of make the jar a little wider. So what I'm going to do is take some of this clay now, and we're going to use the additive technique, and we're going to kind of add a little more clay over here. See how I just put that there? I want to make that area a little fuller for the jaw. Then I'll take more clay off here. And we'll kind of add that right there. You know, it gives it a really nice effect. I'm going to see how I added that. We're going to add that clay there, just like that. And I want to see, I think I'll add a little more on the other side also. Just like that. See how we're just working that clay in. That's the additive technique. I just want to make his face a little fuller. See that? How we made it a little wider. And then the next step in the process is I want to make the ears, and I'll show you how we'll do that. See this little piece here? We're going to take that little piece, and then we're just going to make a little indentation. That little ear there, we're going to put it right there, and then I'm going to turn this around, and I'll show you, and I'm going to put another ear on this side. So it's slightly in line with the eye, right above that area, right there. So what we'll proceed to do is take, I'll show you the shape that we want. We'll take the clay here, and I'm flattening it out, like this. And this is the shape that we want for the ear. And we're going to make two of these. So I'm going to make the other ear, just like this. See that? You kind of flatten it out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to add the ear approximately right here. See that? And then we're going to do the same on the other side. And what I do is I'll match it up. See that? I want to make sure it's at approximately the same location. Line it up. And then put it there. And then what we'll do is on the ear, I'm going to take and kind of push the front part of the ear like that, see? In there. And then what I want to do is kind of scoop it out a little bit, like this. See that? And then we'll proceed to do the same thing on the other side. We'll take this, we'll work this in, see I'm working that in a little bit, and then we're going to take and just scoop out a little bit of the clay to create that nice effect. See that? And then what I'd like to do is I want to look to see that it's similar. See how it's similar to this one? And I'll show you how to make the fur. What we're going to proceed to do is we want to make, I think we'll start with the back. See this? We're going to start with see the lines? And do that just like that. Now we're going to proceed to do that around the entire head. It has a really nice effect. Once you start doing that, it really starts to take shape and you really can see the animal. The face is starting to look more like a gorilla once you see that fur. Now we're going to get into a little finer detail. What I want to do is just rough this up a little bit around the jaw area. You want to take even shorter strokes like this. Fine, short strokes. And we do that in the lower jaw also. Take that nice. And then for the eye area here, I want to do the same thing, kind of work that a little more, just it'll give it some more realism. See that one way? And then we want to kind of get underneath the eye right there. Just like that. And then we'll do that, see I'm doing that, roughing up that whole area there. And what we're going to do is take this area here. I'm going to rough that up also so you can get a good view of that. just like that. And I want to do underneath. See what we got underneath here? Just kind of work that whole thing just like that. But let me just see now. I want to make sure that we just like that. And then I want to do the front here. Get a little more here. And then I'll do the same thing on this side too. Just like that. See how that looks? It's really starting to take shape now. And that's the way you would create a gorilla. One of the other things I want to do for this type of clay is just poke a hole in the bottom, like this, so it won't crack, because it lets the gases escape from the clay. I'll make like 3 holes that way. When it's fired in the oven, it's not going to crack. So you can see them side by side. See how easy that was to make? It's a pretty cool animal. And, you know, every gorilla's head might be a little different, you know, because every animal's a little unique. But I'll show you how to paint the gorilla head now. We're going to take acrylic paints, which can be bought in any art store. There's about 18 in this package. And we're going to use several colors. The colors we're going to use tonight are black. Let's see. Gray. Orange. Let's see. Red. And I think that will take care of it. I'll undo the brushes here and I'll show you which ones I want to use. Let's see. This one here, I'm trying to find the one with the sharpest point. I think I'll use this one here for the eyes. And then the one for the mouth, I'll use this size. And then the one for the body, we'll probably use this size right here. The first thing that I want to do is I want to paint the eyes. Dab this in here. And what we're going to do is, see the gorilla here? Right where you see the eyes, I'm going to poke this in. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Just want to... And then what I'll proceed to do is I want to put orange in there. So I'm going to dab my brush. And we're going to use the orange. So on the side here, to the side a little bit, up. Don't worry if you get a little extra paint there. I'm gonna dab. See that? We'll paint over that a little bit. I just want to kind of highlight the eye a little bit. See how that is? I'm going to take this now, and see this? I'm going to go inside the mouth here, and just kind of swish that around and paint. Just like that, to do the jaw. And then I'm going to flip them upside down and kind of do the same thing and swish it around again. I'll try to do it so you can see it. Just like that. And swish it around the mouth. So now I think you can see how I did that. And I'll flip it upside down. Let's see. See, I can see that the top part of the jaw is red. So we did a good job doing that. The next thing that we want to do is we want to take and paint the body, or the head itself, the big part of the head. So what we're going to do is you take this and you're going to go up and down like this. And then we're going to go back and forth. I'm going to dab those areas. So try to go a little slower. See that, how we just kind of, and then I'm going to flip that to the side so you can kind of see it. Just like that. Just like, and see how we're doing that? And we're going to go back and forth, just like that, around the entire head. You want to get up there. And do the top part. See how we're doing back and forth, just like that. And you're going to do that all around the head. I won't paint the entire head here, but just to give you the idea. And then I want to paint enough around here, that way you can see what I'm doing to the head. See how I'm just kind of getting the eyebrows, the eyebrow area, and then getting there. See that I'm trying to get around. You just have to paint a little more carefully because there's a lot more detail there. So, and one of the other things I want to do also is use the gray paint at this point. And we're just kind of dab a little bit. It'll add a little more color to it. And what we want to do with the gray is just kind of dab around a little bit, like around, see, like this? Just kind of dab it around here and there. Try to blend it with the black fur. Just kind of dab that a little bit. Dab up here. You know, try to blend it a little bit. Put a little, I'm going to get a little more gray now. And just kind of dab it. You know, kind of like what we've done with the water before, like when we mixed it a little bit. Just dab it a little bit here and there. The top of the head here. Just like that. Give a little color variation. Just dab it like that. And, you know, it'll have a very nice effect. Just like that. And you dab it a little bit with the gray. I want to show you what it should look like when it's completed. There's one more area I forgot to mention. We're going to take the ears and dab them in the gray also. Right there. And then we'll do the other side. That way you can see, it'll be easier to see the ears. Give it a little more color. Make those gray. But that's basically what you need to do for the gorilla. I'll show you what it should look like painted. This is what the gorilla should look like painted when it's done. You have the red for the mouth. See that? Nice view there. See how you have the orange for the eyes, and you have the black pupils, where I made the holes with the toothpick. And I see how I kind of dab this with gray to kind of vary the fur a little bit, so it's black and gray. I'll put that gray on the ears. And I think it has a very nice effect. And I do hope that you enjoyed Creations in Clay tonight. And I do look forward to seeing you again next week. And goodbye for now.